Hey guys, so some interesting stuff happened recently. Um, I recently got TikTok, and there's a reason for that I actually downloaded it, and it's amazing how TikTok is the new what the new age people are doing. I'm in my 30s, and we're talking about teenagers and people in their 20s, how they're behaving and what they're doing with TikTok. It's pretty amazing. It's like, so here's the thing. I have a background in, like, creative work, etc., like performing particular things and like artistic type things. And I read books on it. There's like textbooks on these type of performances, like in acting. There's all these things you have to learn and understand. Acting is such a deep field. There's so much thought and history and beauty behind the entire craft. It's one of the most amazing arts there is, the art of acting. And you know, you look at that and you look at, like, these hundreds and thousands of books that have been written on acting, actors, methods, all these different things. And you look at the depth of that work. And then I go on TikTok, right? I go on TikTok and I'm like looking at stuff. So I'm reading a book called Acting is Believing, which is an amazing book. And I'm reading that. And then I go and go into the depths of, like, these people's thinking and like how much devotion they have to this craft and how much thinking and heart they put into it. And then I go and that stuff used to be a lot more appreciated. But now I go on TikTok and I see some, like, random girl lip syncing to a song. And, like, is that the new like art today? Is that like what is that? I don't know. It's just it's amazing because there's a lot of people who are these girls who are good looking girls who are on TikTok and they have no talent, no skill, and they play this music and they lip sync to a song and they get like millions of views, and they get a bunch of people, saying, "Oh, you're so this and that, you're great, you're this and that," and then you have someone who's actually talented, someone who's actually a great, singer, let's say, and let's say they're not attractive. They'll be playing in on the street for change, but they could be really talented. I've seen them. Like in New York, there's a guitarist, and he sings and he plays blues guitar at the same time. It was incredible. Like, it was amazing, and it's so soulful. I almost cried watching him and his music. It's incredible. But if that guy made a TikTok, there's not many people who would watch it in comparison to just some random pretty girl lip syncing to a song. So we live in a really weird time, man. It's very, very corrupt, and I think the mentality of the younger generation especially is very, very corrupt. It's very, very it's as if there's no soul. There's no soul. It's as if there's no in women today. It's as if there's no depth. Everything is very shallow. You speak to a girl and, like, in the past it used to be like when you form a relationship with someone, you talk and that person has deep held beliefs and thoughts and emotions, and like over time you uncover those things and it's like a beautiful process. And today it's like women don't have that. They don't have those deep things to them. I had an interesting situation recently. So I did a lot of, I've picked up a lot of women in my life. I'm very good at that. I have a talent for that. And something really interesting happened. There's a girl who apparently that I dated in the past, and she creates this thing on TikTok saying, like, I dated this guy, and this is a guy my friend used to date, blah, blah, blah. Then I met another girl who actually, like, went out with this guy, and, like, so they're saying all this stuff. And then there's random girls coming in saying, like, like, oh, he got my number once, but I blocked him, and this and that. And, like, different girls, because I always go to the same area, in the city, and I pick up women. But anyways, there's like a handful of people like saying that, and then I realized, like, man, women, like, just they have no empathy or care for another person. Like, she was trying to ruin my reputation. She's trying to, and she doesn't care. She's ruining it, but she's doing it because she wants views. She wants some notoriety to her channel, stuff like that. But women tend to, the character is just really, really bad, and it's extremely based on superficial things. It's like, if you are, if you are very good looking, it's going to be a very different scenario than if you're very unattractive. It's that the attractiveness of you is going to dictate so much of how a woman behaves. Face and LMS once said, women are looks Nazis. And I think that is true. I think most women are looks Nazis. I think they're so influenced. They're like, women are nature. Let's put it this way. Women are nature, right? Women are nature. And they're not, let's not call women humans. Let's just call them their nature, right? And nature selects, nature selects individuals with good genetic biological traits, and in order to create healthy offspring, right? So it's as if women don't have conscience. They're completely influenced by nature, instinct. That's why they behave so. They're so influenced by biological traits. Ted Bundy, for instance, the serial killer, not a nice guy, but women really liked him. Even when they figured out he was convicted, there's women who had sex with him while he's in prison, right? You have to keep that in mind. So it's pretty late right now. I'm sorry, guys. I'm quite tired. It's just sad, man, what I'm seeing in the world today. It's very TikTok is just a lot of corruption there. It's corruption. It's just like seeing humanity lose its character and soul watching that stuff. Anyways, some bad stuff happened to me lately, and it put me in a pretty bad headspace. Also, man, it's one thing that's amazing is like how different women are than they seem at first. Women put up fronts, and they're really good at it. They're good at acting a particular way. But the actual person they are is actually revealed through their actions and what they do, behind closed doors. That's what signals what they actually are. I was on a date with this French girl recently, and she seemed enthusiastic, bright, positive, all these other things, spirited, like all these good things. And then I was like, wow, she seems really excellent. She's here in, the city doing work. She's like a business lady, etc. And I was very impressed by her. I thought she was a great individual. And basically, I thought she had her shit together. And then we get into a conversation about dating. And I asked her what is your background? Like, what type of guys are you into? And then she tells me that she likes guys that were abusive to her, and her previous boyfriends beat her. And I'm looking at her like, this girl is like a successful, beautiful girl and traveling around the world right now for business trips. And she seems like she really has her shit together. And I'm wondering what the hell is that? And then I realized, then again, I'm like, okay, the appearance a person has, the way they behave up front is not who they really are. Okay. So most of the time it's not who they really are. So then I texted her. I was like, we were talking afterwards. We didn't get together. We kind of got together, but not really that night. She left. She wasn't into me, I guess. But the next day we're talking by text, and then she's like, she actually has the audacity. I was like, so I'm just curious. So I was asking her, like, did you not like the way I looked, or was it my behavior? What happened? And then she said, I don't care about looks. I want a man who is kind and respectful and listens to me. And I was looking at her, then I texted back. I was like, but all your previous boyfriends weren't like that, right? There's a lot of them who beat you, right? And then she didn't respond. So, that's one thing you got to keep in mind. One other thing I learned about women, most women care really high amount about their reputation and their social status. They care a lot about it. So, like, a lot of times, women will do stuff that is immoral in order to keep their social status. For instance, this girl, making TikTok videos about, girls in general making TikTok videos shaming men or doing things to hurt men's feelings or doing things to make men look bad, like their boyfriends or their exes, etc. Or stuff like that. They could be doing something very immoral, but if they feel that it's going to make them gain in social status or something like that, they will continue to do it. The only, it's incredible. There was a video I saw one time. This is pretty amazing. It was a video of it was a time when it was in America at the time when there was slavery, I think it was the 30s or 40s. The video was shot, but, slavery was still here and, pretty much slavery. I think, yeah, around then. So, and there was an African American boy singing on stage, and he was, the whole crowd was all Caucasian people, and I kid you not, he was not a bad singer, but he's very polite. He's smiling. He's doing his singing, but in the audience, you're like looking at the women, and the women are rolling their eyes to him, being like very, very rude to this guy. They're looking at him like no one wants to hear this guy. He's black. They're giving that sort of vibe to him, right? And they had sort of this behavior that was extremely disrespectful to the guy in the audience. The eye rolling, the facial expressions that they were making at him, very, very rude, very, very immoral. And I'm wondering, like, why are they doing that? Why are all of them doing that? Why are they all behaving like this towards this guy who's singing for them on stage? And it's because it was socially acceptable to do that. The guy probably didn't have good genes or good image, and they will treat him as a result. The thing that would, so here's the thing. They were being like that at a time when it was acceptable to be like that. They wouldn't do that today. It's not because they're educated differently or this or that. It's because there's social repercussions to behaving that way today. Women are like, dude, I'm going to be honest, man. The character of women is like, it's pathetic. Female character is so pathetic. I'm sorry, man. I don't know how to say it, but like, it's so rare to meet a girl who actually has like solid and like a sort of heroic and admirable character. It's very rare. I've met like a couple in my life, but most of them don't have that. They're very weak character, and they're extremely, they have extraordinary desire to fit into groups and feel accepted, so they're not the type of people who will do what's right in the face of disapproval. Like if the whole world was like, let me put it this way. If the whole community where a girl is living was racist, and like they hated people who weren't racist, most women in that scenario would adopt the lifestyle mentality of those people who are racist, and she would actually become racist from that. Just out of her desire, even though she knows it's wrong, it's just out of her desire to fit into a social circle. So, and it has its evolutionary roots, right? So if a man is in the wild alone, he could handle himself for a lot longer than a woman could, right? So it's like a survival instinct of a woman to fit into a circle, right? A lot more so than men. Men can they can, hunt. They could create shelter. They're stronger. They could do a lot more things on their own. Women would need men to do those things. So they're a lot more group dependent. But anyways, from what I've just seen, yeah, women are generally like that. There was okay, so, and man, the attention. Okay, here's the thing that I'm wondering: why are some women strangely, excessively mean towards some men? It's like excessively rude, excessively mean. For instance, when it's a rejection, they'll make it so it like hurts the guy. They'll do it so it like hits his self-esteem. Why are some women like that? What is it? There was this theory that like, that women feel, disrespectful of a guy who they find unattractive comes and starts hitting on them. I could see where that's coming from. That's a pretty pathetic character trait, but most women have that, unfortunately. But it's pretty sad. That's the thing. I want to make black pill like more widely known, so women actually hear it and start looking at themselves, because women are not seeing themselves as with flaws. The society is pretty much telling them they're perfect, even though they could be overweight and this and that. Man, I wish I could tell you more details about what's going down, but in my life, but too much stuff and it's too complicated, and I feel like it could jeopardize things. So I'd rather not. Well, I'll give you the lessons that I learned. Number one, always try to stand for what's right. Always try to stand for what's right, even if it means, you'll look bad for doing it. You know what I mean? When I was in my high school, I remember this bully kid. Like, I was actually a pretty big guy in my school. I was very strong. I lifted a lot of weights, and I did martial arts too. So I was a very strong dude. I was one of the strongest kids I was probably the strongest kid in the school. But there was this guy who was being rude to this nerdy kid that. He's just this like kind of dorky kid. I had no problem. I kind of liked the kid. I thought he was a nice kid. So like I treated him well. He was around my age too, but he was kind of like, he was just dorky. He was taller than me too, but he was just kind of like skinny and kind of dorky. So there's this kid in my grade as well who started bullying him. And I was looking at it from the corner of my eye. I was like, what's going on here? Like, he was bullying. He was like pushing him. He was telling him like, he was basically making him like he was just tossing him around and making him look bad and being very disrespectful to him. And then I looked at the kid who was being disrespectful to him, and I gave him a look dead in the eye, and I said, stop. I said, don't fuck around. Like, I was very threatening to him. It kind of scared him, and he kind of like backed off, because I had a sort of he knows my martial arts history, and I'm a lot stronger than the guy. So he kind of got threatened and he backed off. And, but then the next day, I hear that he's saying some negative stuff about me. Like he's talking crap about me behind my back. And I was just like, I don't care. Like, I don't mind. I cared more about the nerdy kid getting picked on than I did about him just saying random stuff about me. I didn't mind that too much. But my moral instinct kicked in when I saw that happening. I've had situations happen like that a lot. There's a lot of screwed up people on our planet. Good people with good souls, good characters, they're around. Those are the people you should listen to. Those are the people you should be guided by, because those are the people who are they're more intelligent, number one. They are usually more, they have better psychologies. They have better understanding of things. You want to listen to good people. You want the good and great, right? There is a Will Durant, the writer. He's a historian. He said, like, we stand before mountains and like valleys and great works in nature, and with great reverence and etc. But we don't realize the greatest creation of all is a man that is both great and good. So I agree with that. You should definitely follow great and good people. Anyways, guys, it's late at night. I'm about to sleep. Good people, though. I hope I attract them. Good people are the people that are worth all my videos for. I'm not making these videos for people with bad character, bad hearts. But this is a very odd time for the good people. The world today is a very strange time for good people. It's a very, at least in my environment, it's a lot of a great deal of psychopathic behavior, a lot of lack of empathy, lack of love, lack of consideration, lack of remorse. There's a lot of there's like complete insensitivity to things. Like there's kids that I see watching really fucked up things on the internet, and they're laughing about it. They're watching someone die on the internet, and they're like making jokes about it. People are screwed up today, man. People are just messed up. Women and men. Women have also, I think, women have a sort of, women are, man, I wish I could uncover female psychology fully, but their behavior definitely is something to speculate on and try to figure out, the motivations, the things behind it. Just the thing of them being aggressive and very, very brutal towards specific men. I don't know why that is. I think it's, I think maybe they have pent up aggression and they are trying to find opportunities to release it. Yes, that could be it. There's people like that. So when you find someone who's been, like, let's say there's some low status workers inside of a, post office or whatever, or I'm not a post office, but some like low status workers who are, let's say low level, white collar workers, people who are, doing like really crap work, like, I don't know, for an example, like, like a step above, being a, I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but like people who are in like a position where they feel low status, a lot of times those people will find satisfaction in putting another person down. It will make them feel better. I've seen videos of this. For instance, have you ever seen that video of that short guy going into the bagel store and he had like the breakdown? One of the ladies in there, she's a fat loser, by the way. That lady who was talking to him, she was taunting him so bad. She was playing with him so badly. I was wondering, why is she doing that? The guy is obviously not in a good mood. He's this and that. Why is this lady laughing at him? Listen to that woman's laugh. If you listen to the way she's laughing at him, it's as if there's a aggressive, passive aggressive intent in it. She is getting a lot of satisfaction from hurting this man, and she's intentionally laughing that way to harm the guy, hurt his self-esteem more. Listen to that lady and her laugh. A lot of times those people, again, the lady who's laughing, she's doing that because she's getting a satisfaction from putting another person down. A lot of people will feel worse when the person next to them is doing a lot better, and they'll feel a lot better if the person right next to them is doing a lot worse. It's kind of human nature. But good people will have conscience enough to realize that is not right to think and behave that way, and they won't be controlled by it. People who lack, I think one of the biggest things that make a person good is conscience, the conscientiousness, the ability to actually like contemplate yourself and what you're doing, because without that you are pretty much a reptile, an animal that just operates out of instinct. So Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm in a pretty weird mentality right now. A lot of weird shit has happened lately. And, yeah, keep your, I don't know if I'm in the place to give advice right now, but, recognize a lot of the world is corrupt today, and, do not feel that, try not to be influenced much by it. Honestly, it's almost better to live in your own bubble today. It really is. Like, unless you could find some, like, a group of quality people, because most people are not a positive influence in your life. Most people are not. Overall, most people will not be, because they're a part of this corrupt generation, this corrupt time. So try to find yourself some quality people and be quality to those people, and try to do that instead of, spreading yourself thin amongst, a lot of corrupt people with no character, with a Netflix personality, we could call it. That's what I'd say. And also, guys, don't, never mind. I'm sleepy, dude. All right. I'm going to post this, and I hope this helps so much, in some ways, and it made you contemplate stuff. It's 4:00 in the morning. I gotta sleep.